Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Songs of Conquest, where today we have to make up for our ally who has just allowed themselves to be completely wiped out up here. So I guess our proximal goal is get up here, see if we can wrest some of these larger settlements away from the enemy. I sure wish that we had more than one wielder to do it with, but you know, this is the situation. I have like a really huge amount of gold built up. All right, let's just push through this real quick. Actually, I think I am pretty much cool with that. Yeah, we need to get our first town really capped out because that's going to help our incomes a lot. But we also could really use... this is awkward. I can't quite attack. I mean, I definitely can attack, right? So the question is just like, is this a worthwhile use of the essence? And I guess I hope so. Yeah, that seems worthwhile, actually. You are just here to play some music and generate some essence. Is anybody close enough? Yeah, we do have someone close enough to take damage already. You know what? Let's just crack their armor. Run up here and kill enough of them that the counterattack won't be anything meaningful. And then we can chaos step you forward, hopefully. Okay, good enough. And it does allow you to clear out the entire large stack. And then it's just like, can my guns get far enough forward? Indeed they can. There you go. The knights really saved the day on that one. Yeah, I'm a little surprised given the very large relative strength difference that they didn't make that one of those battles where the enemies just flee and give you the experience. Because that was not really a fight at all, even. Alright, spores from these strange mushrooms fill the army with berserker rage. That's fine, who needs defense? A beacon towered before Bigley. It was clearly old, but more importantly, this one was not in ruins. It radiated with essence. Well, what do you know? I wish everything was here. As Bigley examined the beacon, he found an empty arch for a portal, but it wasn't active. As he examined it closer, he got the feeling that the beacon was calling on him to be used, or trying to use him. It was as if all essence around and within him was laid bare, and he could sense it more clearly. Built with the wood of the ancient tree mothers, and this here is clearly dragonbone, just like everything said. Well, the power they generate is similar to the simple portals, but what are they connected to? Curious. I need more time to study these. And why do I feel like it's supposed to be used somehow? Everything all right, Bigley? Soldier, I need some time alone, thanks. Certainly, Bigley. Bigley carefully sketched the working beacon with notes in the margin explaining how he thought it worked. When he was done, he produced a small mechanical bird from within his pocket, inserted the sketch in a hatch on its back, and whispered a word of command to it. After a short moment, it flew off. Everything. Well, I'm excited to see what he makes of this. Hopefully, he'll wait until we figure out what they do before he repairs any of them. Did that? It didn't actually claim it. Okay. See, the dialogue there, this is not a big deal. I don't want to sound like I'm making more of it than there is. Which way do we actually want to go? I guess I don't really want to fall back, but I probably do want to hit the waterfall, and I want to grab the money here at least. Like that dialogue, you know, there's an idea being expressed there that he needs to stop for a moment and examine the thing. And the way they chose to tell us that was by telling us that, and also by having him take a moment. Like, he says, I need to stop and take a moment, and then he also does stop and take a moment. We actually see the actions of that. But then also on top of that, to really drive it home in a third way, there's this dialogue from a random pike unit in his army, a pike unit which I will note we do not even have in our army, that expresses absolutely nothing except for this thing that's already being expressed in the conversation twice. And it feels very like first draft. You would think that on a second draft someone would see that and be like, well, we could just cut this whole exchange. We could slash that to pieces and not lose any meaning at all. It's just very weird. Anyway. Okay, so we have this settlement here. The buildings that need to be upgraded are upgraded. And then we have our large settlement. I guess actually there's a better way to do this. So what is not tier 2? The factory is not tier 2. The stone pit and the sawmill aren't. The shop isn't. The shop is probably not a big deal. It's only 150 extra gold per turn. So if we upgrade this, it'll increase by 2,000 gold per round. That is definitely more significant. It's going to take a ton of stone and wood. And you know, maybe it's worth upgrading these actually. Okay, that requires a little ancient amber. I don't see any problem with purchasing that. There's extra resources. You know, it'll pay itself off at some point. So 50 stone and 40 wood. Not that I necessarily want to buy it, but if I did want to buy it, we need about 30 stone, so we need to hit this 6 times, which is going to be like 10k, a little more than 10k. And then we need to hit this, you know, a little bit more. So we probably have the money to force this. I don't feel bad about upgrading the resource production buildings because, like, we will still make use of those resources and also we can sell them later. Like, they will make back the money that we spent to upgrade them. But I do kind of think we should probably actually do this, right? It was 50-40? 50 stone, 40 wood, yeah. We should probably actually do this because, like, the earlier we get this thing upgraded to an extra 2,000 gold per turn, the faster it's going to pay off the difference. All right, so 50. Oops, that's too many presses. And actually, I'm going to end up a little bit short, aren't I? Well, I don't feel terrible selling some of the Glimmerweave, especially since we actually have income. Like, again, making this happen this turn is actually really... Oh, that shit sucks. All right. Making this happen this turn is worth extra money, right? Okay. And we gained a small build site and a large build site. Probably we want to build a research building and... I don't know. It's likely this one. I mean, obviously, it's not a thing we need to think about too hard this turn, but we are now making 6.5k per turn. Yeah, all right. We'll worry about it next turn. We're about to pick up some more gold, as well as some other treasure. We might be able to push for that to get done. Got ourselves a great axe. But why great axe when you could just dual wield ancient blades? How much damage is a great axe? How much offense rather? 11? Yeah. No, this is the play for sure. Is this stone altar special? No, I think that's what they normally do. This one has a lot of like pomp. It's a very fancy representation. So if we go right here, I think we're going to end up near the road. And it is probably the case if there are... Wow, that's a celestial ore mine. That may well make the decision for us. We probably want to go toward the road. I was going to say, if they have more settlements, they will probably also be along the road, which is, you know, just like extra incentive. You don't actually have that much movement. Maybe it should be like this. Although, again, I may be over-strategizing, because it may be the case that this is a 100% trivial battle. Sure seems like it. Alright, do I want to teleport you? I won't be able to teleport the Dreeth as well. We'll get a chaos, and we won't have enough. So maybe I just hold off on you for the moment? Or, like, you can go and blast this guy. That's reasonable. That gives us something sensible to do. Do I want to also... I think I'm going to quicken him as well. Because I do want to eat the big stack if I can. And then, unfortunately, I don't know that we're... Yeah, we're not actually able to get range here. Alright, well, maybe the horses will be able to figure it out. Block out the furthest backwards teleport spot. There we go. Yeah, it really does feel like these armies should just be folding in the face of our attack. You know what I wish I knew is what the level cap is for this scenario. It's only 1,000 XP. But at the same time, Ancient Amber is only money, right? That's definitely... Money is the less valuable thing. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Alright, sort of a long walk. Okay, so... We would like to do this upgrade, but I guess it's not, like, critical. Right, as long as the building exists, it's producing a cannon per turn, and we can upgrade the cannons when we upgrade the building. So it is probably more important to make sure we build the other stuff first, to prioritize that, and economic-type researches in particular. Do we want to, I could just wait a turn and not have to buy up the Glimmer Thread. Yeah, because I think actually if I buy five amber and a Glimmer Thread, I'm not going to have enough gold to actually start construction this turn anyway. All right, we should try to capture other settlements, forward settlements, if we can here. All right, yet another cairn. Oh, a bubbling bog is going to have amber in it. Yeah. Okay. That saves us a little bit of money. This turn I will absolutely go and buy the rest of the stuff we need. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. Settlement's almost totally complete. Out of curiosity, oops, not wielders. I know they're not giving me more wielders. Okay, we don't have any residual early tier units laying around. Wait. As much as I like research, should we be building a fortalice here? Like, we don't actually have access to all of our units yet, and I might want access to all of our units. Yeah. Piper's Post and Stone Pit, which we do have already. Yeah, I think I actually do. So I maybe did not spend all of our money in the wisest way there. But like, it sure would be cool to actually have all of the units. Yes, I know I am underutilizing this build space. Okay. I'll take a free lumber camp. Huh, and a portal that we do not recognize the location of. I should probably take a second here and clear out the militia. All right, is this a real talk or are we fighting? Everything was all right till you showed up. Yeah, and then I threatened them, and then of course they do the thing that people do when you threaten them, which is they fight you. All right. This is not even a real battle. I don't know what we are doing here. Ah, that's annoying. That's not anywhere near enough movement. So if I drop both stacks of this on you, do you get 2 battle movement? You do. Okay. Unfortunately, it is going to require some amount of teleportation for anybody else to be able to reach those dudes, I think. We can certainly sabotage their armor, though. Why are you so far back? Alright, and extra movement on you. Okay. I took a surprising number of turns. Okay, so now we have this open in case we do get another wielder. After the sappers were defeated, Bigley sat there down, ordered some of the prisoners to remove the boulders from the road. Now the way back was clear. Okay, good. If we ever do get a second wielder, we will probably be happy we did that. Let's grab this settlement before we touch the portal. Okay, yeah, this should be easy enough. Let's not start anyone adjacent to what we know is going to be an explosive barrel, because there's always an explosive barrel there. Yeah, you will do just fine stepping up here and stabbing many of those guys to death. I'm actually going to run you backwards and play your happy little song. How do I want to deal with this guy? Because I don't really want to hit him point blank. Well, I guess what the move here probably is something like this, right? Let these archers know what's up real close. I'm surprised at how tough these guys are. Also, I had to say I was expecting that to go better. I guess I'm gonna nuke everybody's armor. And then, yeah, we'll just send in the hyenas here. Okay, basically nothing left to resist us. The classic strategy. All right, and we will fiddle with the portal that we don't know the location of, the other location of the other end, after we have established a forward settlement here. Although, I guess the utility of this is somewhat limited because the fact that we only have one wielder means we can't lose battles anyway. Does that also mean that we need to focus on upgrading our command? I kind of think it might. This wielder's army has to be as impressive as possible, right? Okay, let's end the turn here. Nimander Breeze has had a rough start as a mercenary. Lady Hammond's knights refused his orders, his quartz battalion was wiped out by Cecilia Stoutheart, and then he'd been sent to a prison to spend the rest of his days in a cell. But he was a resourceful man and a leader. He soon rallied the other prisoners, and with their essence he escaped. Now he and his few survivors had found their way to Springhold, where he hoped he would find some friendly faces. Well, here we are, free from shackles and ready to fulfill my contract. Springhold rises to the south like a warm light from a welcoming inn after a pleasant journey. It was nice of those raiders to take us this far. The Vanir ain't all bad. Their ancestors were mostly like us, just average folk trying to get out from under the heels of barons and merchants. I've heard the whispers in Baria. Makes me think I should go someday. Like-minded folk there. Maybe I could do some good. Yeah, okay. Nimander as a character is, I find him a little frustrating. Well, maybe we'll join you. Doing good ain't all bad. Ain't all that bad. Okay, so we've just been given a unit way back here at the old base. Okay. Even with the way cleared, it's a walk, but it's nice to have a second wielder, because what I was about to say is, like with only one army, any battle loss is an immediate mission loss anyway. So like the idea of establishing a forward like reset position doesn't really matter, because you can't reset after your commander's dead. I am unfortunately going to have to drop a cut in here. I am needed in the other room apparently. So I will see y'all in just a moment. Okay, sorry about that. There's a little bit of furniture I had to get moved. You know what? We're starting right by this Raiders Market here. Let's stop in and have a look, because we do have an awful lot of money. Plus 14 offense. 11 offense in the main hand is very strong. I think we're probably going to take that. It's also not very expensive. And then, do we want this as well? I mean, it's a fair amount of defense. Yeah, sure. And we'll get something for the offhand soon. Alright, so one big thing we got to be doing with Nimander is making sure we're picking up all of the permanent buffs, little cairns and stuff around the map. As Nimander neared Springhold, a lone pikeneer came out to meet him. We had words of a wielder approaching. I'm here to negotiate. Peace, friend. I'm part of Lady Hammond's mercenaries and a friend of Bigley. Prove it. Passphrase? Justice. That's... oh my god. That's so lame. It is so unbearably whack. Correct. That's a relief. Welcome, wielder. As far as I know, the invasion is well on its way. Thank you. I look forward to being on the winning side for once. Oh boy, what is the benefit of that interaction? So we do have a small slot left open here. We definitely want to recruit Sassanids, and I would love to get this building upgraded, but just like with the other one, it's not really important until we're about to start recruiting these troops. And probably Nimander's not going to pick up any right away, because we'll have so few generated. The cannons, on the other hand, he might pick up. We have one guard tower. I'm debating whether I think we should build a rally point here. Probably we don't need to, right? We're not generating any real amount of troops anywhere else anyway. But also... oh, hey, there's a... okay, that's the thing Nimander should deal with. But also, we're not going to really come under attack. I honestly don't know what else to build here. We could just pump out more Dreiths. More Dreiths more quickly. I don't hate that. You know what? Okay. Alright, you're doing your thing. Y'all are doing your thing. So... yeah, we're holding off on that. I guess we're good. I guess we're done for the turn. So there is this all the way over here, which is going to be worth like a tiny bit of XP. I don't know if we'll bother to run them all the way over there, but like this is permanent stats, right? Actually, there's not that much other stuff around here that is. He is definitely behind, though, and he needs to catch up. So let's start with a quick trip to the center of town. This stuff is going to require celestial ore to... Oh yeah, let me upgrade the Dreith Den, the other Dreith Den. What is the cost to upgrade here? 5 amber, 15 ore. So a lot. A lot is the answer. I'm not going to bother. We just won't recruit any cannons to this army. So he's got like... He has got extremely not cool troops here. He's got like the really weak bandits. We don't have all that much money. I guess like we'll hire in a group of gunners for sure. The Dreiths are pretty scary. You know what? I think I'm just gonna wait here a turn. We'll do another turn's worth of recruitment. Let's rob them of their vision over the area. I think that's pretty important. Go back up and grab this. Some permanent HP or XP. I'm not in a big hurry out here. I think we're going to... Do I want a mercenaries quarter here? I suppose it's okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to real quick buy some Glimmerweave. No, I'm not. Never mind. Uh-oh. The army was led by a fierce wielder with an axe resting easily on her shoulder. She marched out to meet Bigly Satherdown before battle. Ah, more toy soldiers come to play at war. I am Vilya of Thorncliffe, and my axe is already wet with mercenary blood. This is your one chance to surrender. Well, no can do, Vilya. I've signed a contract with Lady Hammond, and I need to fulfill it. Ah, Baryons only care for gold and contracts. At least you're now officially part of a war, so you won't be considered mere criminals. And what would happen if we were? No prisoners, only death. Oh, you're all barbarians here. Okay, threat level risky. We can probably figure this out. Let's put you way in the back. Probably you guys a little bit like half forward. She is... Wow. She is generating an awful lot of essence. Mostly order, I guess, but still, it's a lot. That said, her troops are mostly unupgraded. I think I'm going to run up here and set up the spear wall. High ground and everything. Seems pretty good. Oof, another quicken. I will admit, I made the move I made in part because I was like, well, none of them can actually even reach us here, so this will work out just fine. I think I'm going to close off this side. We're just a little bit short of being able to hit, being able to blow up all their defenses before we do it. What is your... Okay, so you give 2 destruction. At the beginning of the Artificer turn, we'll be able to detonate the enemy defenses. This is going to be costly. I could instead go Burst of Strength. So I'd be adding 51 damage to that attack, which will eat another 2 of them. And then obviously our gunners will benefit from it quite a bit. So it'd be like a 60% increase in this unit's damage. Yeah, +3 per unit. I mean, it's fairly significant. The defense loss is probably more significant. I'm gonna hold off for that. This is gonna hurt. We're gonna lose some units here for sure. This really sucks. They just have so much HP. Their archers are at least going to have to move forward for deadly range. Something, I suppose. Alright, let's hit the sabotage. Two retaliations remaining. Man. Yeah, I mean, I guess we gotta burn them down, right? This is the best you can get inside deadly range? I mean, I guess they are shielded. Okay. So this, I think, is where we use our onslaught. I've been holding on to this. So I think this unit can onslaught through an awful lot of these troops. We still have to worry about 70 militia. Yeah, it's a lot of damage. Yeah, I think let's do it. All right. So you have 22 initiative, +5. You're going to go before the archers, but after these guys, which is to say, no, you're not. But our musketeers will get to go before many of their guys. It's honestly not even that good. So I'm like debating whether I want to throw down some damage, right? Apocalypse tier 3 does 252 damage to everything. That feels excessive. Could boil some blood. I guess rally gets us some defense too. I am gonna rally us before we go any further here in this round. And so we only have tier 1 creation spells. Acid Cloud's not amazing, so we might actually want to just use Mist. Like throw Mist up on the knights or something so that the archers can't just pick away at them. And our knights go super late in the turn. Yeah, alright. Oh, I just hit end turn. I didn't even play the song. Okay, you sure did play that music at me. We're gonna lose this battle. So 252 damage. It's not gonna do almost anything. Honestly, it's really insufficient. The pacify really sucks. What am I going to do with you? Attacking the knight is not useful. Alright. There's only one space that is adjacent to this knight and 5 that aren't. Fuck you. Come on now. Because if we got any of the other spaces, what I was going to do is run up to here and just take this guy down. As it is, this dude's doing 70 to like almost 100 damage. So if we just try to run from him, we'll lose 5 musketeers. That was 9. That's just not the right amount. All right, let's take control of the situation a tiny bit. This is grim. The minus 50% damage really hurts as a rough spell to get cast on us. You know, plus 50 melee offense, minus 50 defense until the end of the round. Obviously, it's not much of a penalty right now. Cool, they get to refresh the pacify for free immediately. Yeah, okay, so we're going to have to reload our save because the game teleported an impossibly powerful army on top of us. It just, like, killed me from off screen. That's pretty rough. There's no sense in making things take any longer here. Feels a little bit like Dirty Pool, giving me only one army to use until that army is far enough forward that you can teleport a wielder in out of nowhere on top of them to kill them. Oh, this save might not be fast enough, actually. Okay, change siege mode, raise, because we need to run away. I'm still going to grab this. Then we're going to hit the Cozy Tavern for bonus movement. So I think we can afford to do that. I think it takes a turn or two for them to show up. We're going to go ahead and buy the same stuff. If it was right the last time, it's probably right this time. We're going to have a not super well written, completely meaningless conversation here. What is lost if that doesn't happen? I don't mean to sound like I'm always just like, cut it, no text ever, but like, I don't know. I think I was taught to be pretty ruthless about editing. So I guess I can just like run up into the forest. There's stuff over here that we didn't explore yet. But it turns out that taking over that town wasn't worth anything except for causing Numander to spawn. So we're not in any big hurry with Numander then. Let's pillage this orchard. Let's hit bonus movement off the Cozy Tavern. Hit the blacksmith for some free gear. What did we get? We got a crummy spear. Awesome. I will enter town and recruit stuff next turn with all the extra money. All right, so what we've learned about... Is there really no available path? It looks like you could just step to right here and... Huh, that's... okay. That would ordinarily be like... That would be interactable from that location. Well, okay, here's where that green portal goes. So yeah, that allows the enemy to reinforce this small settlement like very, very quickly and efficiently. That is definitely not a thing worth taking over. Well, I don't really want Bigley running around this deep in enemy territory. I think I'm going to turn around and go back through the forest. All right, here's a milestone for you. And let's go get some units. And also build this Dreith Den. I think that's probably still the right move. All right, so if we wait one more turn, we'll have like basically a full stack of these dudes. We could grab some artificers as well, or you know, Dreith. Dreith are pretty good. We probably don't need to wait a turn right now. We can just get moving. Okay, that's the wrong kind of shrine. There's like a guardian statue or something that has a graphic that's very similar to that does confer some permanent stats. That's what I thought it was. All right, we're just going to let them retake that settlement, obviously. This pack of wolves has to be completely trivial. Not so trivial that the game's not going to make me do it, but, you know, pretty trivial. It does feel like the game should not necessarily make me do this, right? But why would you even run up like that? What are you thinking? You can... Let's run up here and hand out some stats. Interesting. I was not given the impression that it was possible for us not to kill them all. But you know what? I didn't look. That wolf may have had... did that wolf apply the intimidated effect? Might be that it was calculating our damage with no reduction, but then running up there did in fact give us a reduction in offensive capability. Okay, so let's just head through here. We'll go home, we'll tune up this army a little bit, we'll trade out those steam pipers for something a little bit more exciting. We'll upgrade this. Oops, we should definitely be recruiting Sassanid units at the very least. Okay. Yep, all yours, buddy. Alright, so now we have Ancient Amber income. That's pretty important, I think. Alright, we can probably deal with whatever's in this bandit hideout. Next turn. Alright, what sort of treasure are you all hiding away? Yeah, one thing that I do think is a little frustrating about this game, and it's not a big deal necessarily, but it's just a little bit of a bummer, is the speed that armies move with relative to the range at which armies see each other. Like, it doesn't feel like there's a lot of room for tactical maneuvering, you know? Because every army to army conflict is somebody runs forward somebody runs forward out of the dark way beyond everybody's line of sight and just slaughters the other army, or gets slaughtered by the other army. But in any case, there's no there's no vision before the moment of the attack anyway. It just reduces the opportunity to play strategically. How dare you disrupt my essence? Who told you you could do that? So I don't know exactly what the right solution for that would be. Maybe in general less movement, or maybe like an ability to respond. Like armies can have a little bit of movement that applies during enemy turns, like basically like response movement, which is a thing that some like more tabletop-y is a concept I've seen in some more tabletop-y stuff, or maybe an army jumping another army in the middle of, you know, wherever isn't just like a recipe for the complete destruction of the losing army. Maybe maybe some members of some amount of the units in a losing army survive or something like that. I do feel like losing a battle is super binary in this game. Like, I think one of the biggest problems that the game has, for sure, is that losing, in a lot of instances, losing a battle that you didn't specifically prepare to lose is the same as losing the map. And that's a little bit less true in the campaign missions, a little bit more true in like the skirmish mode maps, which I have been messing around with a little bit. I guess, I'm just going to do this. I'm not going to attack because I think I'll die on the counterattack, but I want him to spend his turn fighting with units that I'm just going to throw away anyway. Not that these bandit units aren't great and everything. It is interesting, I will say, that we get to see these sort of like mixed forces. Or we're bringing in units from other armies. We're bringing in units from like the NPC lists that we don't ordinarily get to play with. It is unfortunate that they're showing up late enough in the game, late enough in like the campaign, that they're up against our best units, and also that they are so few in number that they basically couldn't matter. They're just going to get replaced as soon as we can replace them. This is probably not totally ideal. That's probably fine, though. Alright, this is going to be the same thing as ever. These guys just rush forward into the sacrifice position. Again, we'll blow up your defenses. That's actually not enough. Well, that'll handle it. Double quicken on the hyenas. And at this point, we don't even have to shoot them, because when they try to attack the Dreaths, they'll just get quick attacked first. But also, we can shoot them. Why would I wait? So we're going to want to lead... anyway, I was saying I've been playing some of the like skirmish maps and stuff. And it really is like, especially if one of your leaders has some decent items, especially like some fancy artifact quality items, you really want them to be the ones leading battle because they're going to have the best shot at winning. But if they like it's also like a pretty bad idea to use them in battle, because if they lose, not only are you down 100% of your troops, but also the enemy gets to take your fancy artifacts, and then it's just less possible for you to defeat them on the next battle than it was on the battle where you already lost. And it's a little too like first strikey. I think the campaigns are using a more passive AI. I am not going to attack. I'm just going to stand here and seem mean. Same deal. Give the rats something to focus on. That's pretty impressive. Perhaps even more impressive is the fact that somehow those gunners managed to pull like a very intense Children of the Sun and wipe out 42 rats with a single gunshot. Can you imagine? At this point, I'm definitely taking XP over a resource that we have actual income out. Here's another one of those beacons. Another beacon towered before Bigley. It radiated essence and was the most powerful creation he'd ever felt. Something within him called out to it, and it called out to him. Well, if my theories are correct, this will activate the portals within that other beacon. So, all nearby beacons work as portals to each other, creating a web of portals. Well, even if she was clearly a horrible person, Aurelia did know how to build things. It's very judgmental. And that feeling of power. Maybe if more of these were connected, I would understand what that is. Another thing that I think is a little weird about the bits of dialogue connected to the towers is just like, it's weird that they stop you short for the dialogue. It should probably give you the dialogue after you take control of the beacon, right? There's no reason for it to stop you as you approach and make you click the thing again. So, not knowing where the other end of this portal is, the orange portal, I'm a little leery of... I mean, that could be it, right? I'm a little leery of stepping up and threatening this other region because who knows if they have an army in position at the other side of this portal that they could just very suddenly dump on my head at full speed. But if we could take a settlement up here, it would be a good idea. And it's kind of funny because, like, the combination of the fact that Bigley can never lose a battle, but also we can save whenever we want, makes Bigley stepping forward, like, simultaneously incredibly high stakes and the lowest stakes of all, because if he loses, we just reload the game. Alright, let's steal their gold mine, then we'll try to take this stuff. We'll see what happens. And if we gotta reload, we gotta reload. Okay, we are being followed, which I don't care for. You also can grab some XP. Tier 2 chaos spells are pretty good. Yeah. Certainly won't be your last level up. An Archer's Gambeson and additional Ancient Amber. There's a lot of this stuff just kind of like sitting around. Alright, so we've done an okay job with all of this, I guess. At this point, the only thing to do is fix this army up and start running up to reinforce Bigley. So, we know that they have an army like here. I don't think I am actually going to stick around, but we'll attack this and set it to burn. Yeah, I guess having you there means you don't even have to move. And you want to be a little bit further back. All right. Yeah, we'll set light to it and then keep moving, because obviously if we get caught up with, it's going to be ugly for us. Let me burst of strength. Guarantee that we open the way here. Although I suppose, never mind, I was going to say I suppose they're just going to clog it again. But, situation unclogged. Don't quite have chaos step. Too quicken is not going to get me where I'm going. I guess bonus movement on everybody's important, but I don't know that you can actually do anything with it, sadly. Man, okay, well, just go kill the ballista, I guess. That's really frustrating that the Dreath was a single movement point away from attacking either of the groups of archers. I mean, that's a pretty good start. We can just get rid of one of them, and then, you know. Imagine being on the walls of some defenses and just like it's like an enemy cavalry unit rampaging across the walls at you. How do they even get the horses to come up here? Yeah, just raise it. We can't afford to stay. How do we want to leave? This portal's gotta... I guess let's hit the portal. Okay, we're fairly deep in their territory. I could just make a real nuisance of myself. But I think I want to try to circle back around and get home. So let's hit the milestone here. I guess I do want this cairn. I'm not going to run up and try to grab this stuff because it feels like a trap. We'll hit the waterfall and then try to take the road down the west side of the map next turn, and hopefully that'll be good enough. And in the meantime, we just keep accumulating. Okay, actually heading down the west road might not be the best plan. None of that is Nimander's concern, obviously. Yeah, because they're right here right now. Although we don't know which of their armies it is. It's probably the one to be scared of. Oh, I'm surprised you can't get to the Fey offering tree from here. Okay, this is actually a dead end. The western road goes off the map, not down the west side of the map. Well, that's maybe very bad news for Bigley. We could build a rally point here, and instead of trying to maneuver Bigley home, just feed him troops. I'm gonna do it. That means he has to stay put for a turn, which I'm a little leery of, but I guess if I'm doing that, let's could run up here. I mean, this stuff's probably not even worth it. And I do want to be here when the rally point finishes at the beginning of next turn, so I don't want to go far. Okay, that's, you know, that's worth having. All right. So I do wonder if we maybe want to hold off on doing hiring with... Yeah, let's re-up this and then just come over here and hang out for a second. Because I want to make sure we have the money to do a proper recruit with Bigley. Although, he doesn't need all that many units. I'm going to ignore the very small amount of money up there. Okay, so two things. First of all, this is the moment when we would start recruiting upgraded units. So this is the moment to make the recruitment, or the upgrades happen. All right, 15 more ore. And then... $7,700 gold just to promote them. That's pretty rough. That's some pretty rough stuff. Okay. Now that we've done all that, and we only have 35,000 gold left, what are we doing? These stack to 5, right? So we could do this. I probably should have a unit of cannons. At least one unit of cannons. Probably we're talking about one unit of cannons for pragmatism's sake, because we can't afford to hire more right now. Fill out our stacks here real quick. And then I am probably disbanding the steam pipers and replacing them with something else. I guess, hold on. Let's do that as well. And then we are out of money in a very serious way. So I guess I'm not doing anything else with you this turn. You visit the waterfall so that you can come back but have more movement for next turn. Yeah, and we have Vilya, who is terrifying. More than 100 shields of order, bearing down on our actual proper capital here. We have walls, we have a tower, so we have defenses in place. I could scrap something and build another tower. And maybe that would be worth doing. This is a pretty low cost, and it'll reward us with additional gold. So yeah, I guess let's just end the turn here. They're gonna stop and take this settlement at the very least. We don't have to respond to them immediately. Oh. A man of middle years nimbly picked his way across the field between the two armies, carrying the white flag of parley. Bigley Satherdown strode out to meet him. I'm not sure how you do these things in Baria, but I'd like you to leave the lands of the Stoutheart and go home. Our battle is with the Silverlinks and Hammond. Well, I'm part of that same force. Lady Hammond hired me and 2 other wielders to be a part of this attack. Huh. Why didn't she declare war then? We've treated the other 2 as criminals because of that. One of them is dead. Some Captain Xavier Silkspool. Xavier is dead. Wow. That's wild. People die in a war? I'm afraid so. It wouldn't have been the case if Lady Hammond had followed proper protocol. Who killed him? Never mind. It's in the wind. Prepare your troops. This will be a day for blood. Okay, well, I don't feel like Paradine's responsible for the thing that happened here, but okay. So he doesn't have quite as many shields of order, but it's still scary for sure. All right, we're gonna keep y'all like way back. Dogs should probably be a little closer. Yeah. Okay, let's try it like this. Okay. So, once again, we have the 70 stack of militia, which is ridiculous. Maybe we stand way back on this. They're going to run all of their shielded units forward. Then it's going to be time for the Hell Knights. They have their own Fists of Order, which is definitely scary. Yeah, I think we're going to play pretty defensively here. I definitely don't want to step up and have them reach us with a... Wow, just literally infinite range, huh? Yeah, massive, massive range increases. Level 2 Farsight. Well, that's very fucking annoying. So 0 to 1. Half damage, it says. But it's a lot. I should have sabotaged first. All right, so they changed their initiative order and they all went early. How do we want to punish them? You have enough for a double attack. We're going to pull some chaos, some destruction, some order. I don't know that we have another really good, like, really valuable spellcast in us. I might just ride up and have at the knights, because we're going to have to get rid of them somehow. How much health do you have left? 33 on the main one. And you're not magic resistant. Alright. So that'll lower the damage that we're taking by 1. 1 unit's worth of damage. Yep. How do I want to do this? Attack? So we can just run in and attack the troubadours, and that deals pretty good damage overall. I feel like it gets us hit for a bunch, like way more than I'd be expecting with these troubadours, but it is what it is. Yeah, all their units have infinite range anyway. There's not really any harm in stepping up. Alright, you're fast enough that you're going to catch me no matter where you are. So again, no reason not to stand up. Not to stand forward, rather. Not allowed to aim. Alright, I'm going to quicken you. Give you a point of movement so that you can aim. And then... I probably want to quicken the horse as well. So we can ride all the way up to this location, have ourselves a nice demoralizing effect on the enemy, kill their horses, and then We can throw up a Tempest, try to limit it. I mean, their militia are reloading and their crossbows are badly damaged. I guess I'm not really that worried. Gosh, I wish I could get one space closer. Yeah, let's just take the teleport. I need to be able to get in here and do some meaningful damage. Take the high ground. Break your armor. Gotta start getting some dudes off of that big stack there. Okay, they went after the Dreeth. It's going pretty well for us. Alright, the clouded vision should, I think, not be a huge problem. We do have the doubled range already, so... yeah, let's just cut a bunch of those guys down. You... I mean, I can just run forward and do four damage, right? I feel like they are so far ahead of us in terms of range damage on this next turn because they're going to have the militia up again. It's not really worth, like, hiding. Yeah. Gosh. That's bad. But I think I'm going to take it. We just got to do some damage. Do we want to mess with their attack range? Like, we could try to shut this guy down, and we're not going to shut him down. We're just going to make him walk a couple steps forward, right? Actually, their range is short enough. It might be enough to really affect him. Alright, and then, yeah, just shoot at this big, tough stack right here, because we got to get through him eventually. Okay, he just chose to go totally melee mode. Alright. All friendly ranged troops get +1 attack is kind of fun on a turn where we get our cannon. We're going to do another great big explosion, right? I think I would rather just shatter the enemy defenses first. And you know what? Rally as well. We are here to kick some ass. I'm wondering about, like, rejuvenation versus giving somebody onslaught. I'm just going to give you onslaught. There we go. Okay, we pretty much invalidated that unit now. I think I like this a lot as the target. It doesn't hit that front unit, but it does wipe out their backline ranged, and give me a little bit of control over the militia. All right, that's pretty great. Let's teleport you out of the gas cloud so you don't take gas damage. I was really hoping not to teleport adjacent to the enemy, but fine. So we're definitely going to lose these Dreeth if we make this attack. Yeah. Spend a moment aiming. So let's see. We go 1, 2. How much movement do you have? 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Take an extra pulse of damage from the from the fog, but then there we go. Maximum forward, and I guess there's not much I can do to soften these guys up. All of our direct damage spells are tier 1. At least all the ones we have access to right now. Yeah, I mean, this is enough damage. We don't have to get too fancy with it, I think. Alright, the pikes have been doing some fantastic work. Y'all don't really need to do anything. You like your own poison gas cloud. Alright, and may that wielder never recover. That really hurt. And of course, they didn't have any decent gear. Before the battle was over, scouts reported that a wounded Paradine had retreated. Bigly Satherdown would face this wielder again. Hopefully not immediately. So this is getting a little bit ugly, and I'm not 100% sure what the best course of action is. We probably want to exert some pressure. We can see a wall here, so maybe we run up and try to grab this settlement. Like, if we exert some pressure while they're down a wielder and we know they have a wielder up here, it's going to be hard for them to resist, right? Obviously, we're going to have to hire an awful lot of troops on not that much money. We'll have to figure that all out. But that sounds like maybe a next time kind of problem. I think that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you return, I'm hoping to be able to deal something of a meaningful blow to the Barony of Stoutheart here, because as it stands, they are just absolutely terrifying. So come back to see if we can pull it off, and we'll see you then.